Hello and good morning. Welcome to another episode of Tales from the Shed with your host Desmond Cattys, sipping on a cup of Assam. Well, yeah, good morning. It's your Cattys. It's all Tales from the Shed, right? So we get started with the next one, Well, I'll just treat my... Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Shed with your host, Desmond Cattys, currently sipping on a cup of Assam tea. So how are we doing, people? I can't keep this up. I can't keep up being posh or being sort of like coming across a bit aristocratic. I've got to go back to being my old Essex boy. So how you doing, folks? How's it going? All cushy? Been making things, carving stuff? I have, because I love it. So how's it going, folks? What have you been making? I've been making a few bits as usual. Topic of the Tales from the Shed, I suppose. So yeah, I've been doing me sort of little stealthy trips up to my little woodland. Great, because I'm not bumping into anyone, social distancing, all that sort of stuff. It's ticking all the boxes, so it's good in one respect. So I've been doing bits and pieces there. I know them videos I've been putting up are just showing you, well, just doing little bits, little tips, showing you, that's what the videos are all about, aren't they? So what we've been making then, well, not sure if I've showed you everything so far, but I made myself 3 items that I can think of off the top of my head. The first one is a ferro rod that I made out of a piece of elder. Normally this ferro rod lives in my log store, really, just for lighting up stuff, and it houses my my little ferro rod. Simple as hell to make. I'm actually going to probably end up using it as wearing it around my neck if I go out. And oh, sorry, yeah, and it literally is just a piece of elder. I keep getting them mixed up sometimes. Elder wood, okay. And if you're aware of elder wood, it's got a soft piffy middle, like this one for example. Okay, what I started to do was hollow out that end with the use of a piece of wire, and it is just a matter of picking it out till you get it completely hollow the other side, and then you can then fabricate it to whatever way you choose to process it. As I say, this one that I made kind of presented itself in a way. I literally just drilled a little hole through there, the ferro rod went in the bottom. I've got a little bit of a branch coming off there. I've put a bit of elastic on there just to retain it in place, and then I've also got a bit of fire cord on there as well, so it's, it's quite handy sort of have around my neck, I suppose. Not for just when I'm out in the shed, but also if I'm out in the wilds. So that's the first thing I made. So there's something for you guys to be getting on with, and ladies, if you so choose, just to make yourself a little ferro rod holder out of elder. Alright, cheap and simple. It might mean that you might have to go out and get yourself a bit of elder, but got a few more bits here that I've been doing different bits and making needle cases and all that sort of stuff. So first of all then, let's make a rustic ferro rod holder out of a piece of elder. So what you need to do first is obviously cut yourself some lengths. What you need to understand with the elder, okay, is that the middles sometimes come in slightly different diameters. So you'll have to obviously check that one out when you go out. As you can see, look, those ones are slightly smaller, I think, than that one is. Alright, now this is just one of the little Scout Light My Fire ferro rods, if you wanted to use one of these. and what I literally did was just pushed it inside the pith, just push the pith down, okay, just to see how well the actual ferrule rod sits in there, which it sits in there okay. It doesn't seem to come out right now. Obviously it might come out in time when it starts to get, when you start to use it quite a lot, but that's one method. And then whether or not to drill a hole in there and do on and so forth, just to sort of you know, bling it up a little bit to make it a bit nicer. Now this one that I'm going to use is slightly thicker, okay. Literally just push the ferro rod again into the pith so far. All right, then what I can do then is get my length of wire, which is here, okay, and then all you need to do now is just poke the wire into the hole and start removing the pith. It's not a bad idea to actually push it all the way through if you can. It will go really easy. It's not like it's rock hard, and the wood won't sort of, the wire won't really dig into the wood. It kind of guides it through where the pith is. There's a bit of a knot there in the middle. Okay, so with a little bit of effort, push the wire right through, keep going with like a saw in action, even give it a blow. Give it a blow. God, you smutty minded people. And then remove the remove that pithy middle until obviously you can see daylight all the way through, or at least till you can house your ferrule rod of choice or whatever that you're going to put in there. Got all the pith in me, but no. Okay, so get the ferro rod again, just test it, give it a twist, start poking it in the hole, finding out which end it goes into the best, which I think it's going more so into this one. Give it a twist. You can almost screw it in as well. That needs to have some more pith taken out of it. It does. Now at the moment I've actually got two knots. There's a knot either side of this piece of branch, and it's quite solid, obviously being that it's a knot, and it's becoming a little bit of an obstruction for me trying to get the ferro rod right the way in. I can't. What I can do is I've got a hand drill, and I can get a hand drill in there just to score out that bit of a knot there. But anyway, we'll try again. Yeah, it's causing it to stop, and there's a slight bend in it as well, but hey ho. Now I wouldn't want to go right the way down to the length of that anyway. I'd probably cut it off to about here. So in the process of making one, if you find that you hollow it out a bit too much, like for example this one where it will just drop out, I mean, if you wanted to have it that way and hang it around your neck, you know, but then, you know, you've got to work out how you're going to drill it. You're going to drill the holes or whatever for it to hang on, unless you've got some other way, maybe wrapping some cord around it for it to go around your neck and so on and so forth. What you can do is make some sort of container, a little needle case or whatever with a lid, bung up the bottom, and then you've got like a little storage needle case or whatever there. What I was able to do now with this little Scout still, if I light my fire, what I would be able to do with that, okay, I'd probably keep it at that length, and then what I'll do is obviously work out how far in the ferro rod goes, which it only goes to around just over halfway. All right, what I would do then is place a bit of cord on it, or a piece of shock cord. Sorry, get a picture of my nads. Putting a piece of shock cord on there, you know, the elasticated stuff, get it off old jackets and, you know, from old tents and such like, and then work out, you know, your length, where you're going to have it and what you're going to attach it to, and then at least, you know, with it attached like that, you're going to find that it's not going to come out and you're not going to lose it. Now if we go back to the one that I made, I mean obviously there what I did was I took advantage of the little branch that was sticking out there, and I can take it off. It's not that loose actually, it still stays in there quite nicely, but having that little bit of elastic on now kind of retains it. And then I've literally just, as I say, drilled that hole in now, and then with a bit of fire cord on there, I can wear that around my neck as my means of carrying my ferro rod. Okay, so you know, there's one little project, another one for you to have a go at if you so wish. Now the one thing I will say though is what the moisture content will be with the wood, whether or not it will need treating, you know, put a bit of varnish on it or something like that, because obviously a ferro rod sitting in a sort of a moisture damp wet location, it's obviously going to start to rot, which is obviously what you don't want to do. All right, so but it is a nice little rustic kind of project to be getting on with for now. All right, so that's a ferro rod hole. So the next thing I made at the weekend was a net needle. I carved this out of a piece of white poplar, and I've made a net using this technique only once, and can I remember it? I can't remember what I did 5 minutes ago, let alone what I did a number of years ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the flat piece of wood that accompanies this as well, and I'm going to have a go at making a net using just this technique. I'm not really interested in making a massive net because I'm not really going to be using it unless I want to go out and catch some lions or some virgins, but just for sort of like practicing the technique of using one of these net needles and the flat piece of wood that goes with it. All right, so that's another thing that I made that at the weekend and finished it off when I got home. And then right, I've done another little bit of leather work again. I was looking at getting another stainless steel water bottle, and I had this old one that if you've been watching some of the videos, I've been using it out of late. It's been showing you how to use the toggle inside the bottle and so on and so forth. If you haven't seen them, I'll put a card up and then you can go over, click on the card and go over and have a look at it. In that video I'll show you about using one, you know, using it for suspending it over the fire. So in the meantime, because obviously of all the carbon build up and everything that you get on the bottles, sticking it straight into the rucksack just blackens everything else up and soots everything else. So what I've done was I made myself a little pouch out of leather. Fits in there quite nicely, quite a cozy fit there. It does go in sweet. There is a little bit of a gap there, and it really is just to keep the carbon off my you know, other bits in my rucksack. All right, and then it's got a little toggle there, simple, with a bit of paracord on there, and then that's it. And then literally just made a little piece on the base there, length long enough just to go up the length of the bottle. And then again, when that slides into my rucksack, you know, all the carbon, the black and all that isn't gonna sort of darken and dirty all the equipment that's in my rucksack or day sack. Alright, so there's 3 projects that I've been doing, or that I've just recently done. Yeah, so it's a net needle, the leather pouch, and then obviously one that you people can be getting on with if you so wish, is make yourself a little rustic ferro rod holder, just like the one that I've got round my neck. Okay, so there you go, folks. All right, a quick one about the ferro rod holder from Elder. If you've probably been watching some of my videos from Tales from the Set Shed and such like, I adopted the method of using a piece of Elder on my knife pouch. Now if I get my knife out, which is that TBS Wolverine, okay, the sleeve that is actually in there is a piece of Elder. Okay, pull that out, and that's a piece of elder. Rather than me using like the plastic and everything else and the card like I've seen some videos of people using, I don't really like that idea because it doesn't seem to sit right, or I can't get it to sit right, and it always ends up tighter. But at least this method that I've got now, that it's really just for housing it, and then obviously the ferro rod clicks home, and then I've still got another piece of shock cord on the bottom there to place over the end, so it stops my ferro rod from coming out of the elder sleeve. So that actually works all right there. So I'm quite pleased with that so far. As I say, my only concern about it really is that if there's anything to do with the moisture with it, but hopefully I might be all right. Who knows? All right, folks. So there's another 3 projects for you to be getting on with. And so there it is, folks. All right, it was another episode from Tales from the Shed. I was quite serious in that one, wasn't I? I wasn't, you know, no joking around or anything else. You know what I mean? I was quite serious there. So you know, because I'm a serious person. So thanks for watching. All right, don't forget to check out the description. It's because it's got a link to my book. It's got a link to the podcast. And also the information there if you want to buy some merch, you know what I mean, which is basically just a badge and then you get a free sticker to go with it. Alright, so there it is, folks. Alright, so same thing, please stay safe. Alright, keep yourselves busy, keep your minds active, keep your hands active. Alright, and stay safe. Des Cattys signing out. I'll see you on the flip side. Take care, love you all. See you later, folks. Have a good one.